Now, the issue of immigration has been one of the most hotly debated issues of the summer. In a moment, we'll be looking at new figures revealing a big rise in the number of Romanians and Bulgarians coming to work here in the UK. But first, an aspect of immigration policy that critics say has separated husbands from wives, parents from children. This programme has been following the story of one man who's been fighting for a year to bring his Chinese wife and the mother of his two small children to the UK. Tonight, finally, Andy Russell has been reunited with his wife. He's a rare success story, though, among thousands of families separated by stringent migration rules introduced by the coalition government. And many of those are now stuck in a new immigration backlog, as our Home Affairs correspondent Simon Israel reports.
It's been more than a year since these two little boys last hugged their mother. They've been separated by the new family migration rules.
I want to know who loves Mummy the most.
Me.
Dylan and Devon's mother, Molly, had to return and remain in China until their British dad found work here, which would earn him a minimum of £18,600 a year. Andy Russell has spent much of his adult life teaching English abroad. The decision to settle here has come at a cost, not just financial.
You know, when Molly first left, Devon, he would just cried. You know, he was just always in a sort of daydream somewhere else, and tears would be streaming down his cheeks. And you'd ask him, you know, what's the matter? And he'd say, I don't know. He had spent every day and every night with his mum until suddenly had nothing.
They've set up camp in Somerset to break up the journey to Heathrow. They're hours away from seeing their mother again.
Why do you love Mummy? Here you go.
I love my heart.
Oh, she has a lovely heart, doesn't she? Yeah, do you want that?
The boys are nervous. Their only contact with Mum for the past year has been through Skype. To them, she's simply computer mummy.
I want Mummy to come here.
In her absence, they've grown used to no longer speaking Mandarin.
Do you blame the government?
Absolutely, yes. I blame the government. Absolutely.
Why?
We're supposed to embrace and cherish families and promote them and praise them and rejoice in them, not pull them apart like this. That's not what this country is about.
Now they're on their way to the airport with the prospect of coming together again.
Nearly there. Not long till we see Mummy.
But while Andy and his family have cleared the hurdles to family migration here, many others are still stuck in pending trays. Chris Reed is still waiting, even though an immigration tribunal ruled in his favour. He's £17 a week short of that annual £18,600 figure.
And this is us on our wedding day. Seems so long ago now.
At the age of 63, he works 45 hours a week caring for the elderly. But it's not enough to bring his Kenyan wife to Britain, even though he has a rent-free home and no mortgage. At the tribunal, the Home Office suggested, why don't you just go and live in Mombasa?
I was dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded that it should even be an option, that as a British citizen I should be asked to uproot and leave my family behind and go and live somewhere else just because I've fallen in love with somebody who doesn't come from the European Union.
The income threshold isn't the only bar. At his hearing, the Home Office even disputed that thousands of pounds of premium bonds amounted to savings. Do you appreciate why these new rules have had to be introduced? To restrict those who are potentially scroungers off the state.
It's a very simple process of when my wife gets here, she will have her passport stamped, no recourse to public funds. Now, that's quite clear.
The bar that Mr. Reed cannot meet is now the subject of a legal battle. The Home Office is appealing a judge's order to adjust the figure. Hundreds, if not thousands, of applications which rest on meeting that minimum earnings threshold are now on hold. Some predict it's the start of another immigration backlog.
They are in a state of limbo. People do not know when decisions will be made again. They do not know what the outcome will be, and they do not know how long they have to wait. So this is just perpetuating the uncertainty, the difficulty and the separation of families, which is really the biggest concern here. Families are being divided and kept apart.
For the Russell family, that struggle is now behind them. But there's an anxious wait in arrivals at Terminal 4.
There's Mummy! Mummy! Go, 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 go! Lars. Hello, sweetheart. Much better than computer, Mummy, isn't it?
Of course.
It's real, Mummy.
What's it like to see your two boys after a year?
Oh, it's so good. I miss them so much.
This is what I've been wanting to see all this time. Devon and Dylan back with their mummy, you know?
And it was all worth it? All the heartache, all the business of the rules changing, all that stuff?
I will never know. I will never know. We've lost a year of our lives, so I'll never know. I mean, now we're together, yeah, it was easy to say it's all been worth it, but has it? I don't know, we've lost a year. This way.
And more time for more families will be lost while the Home Office defies efforts to amend the rules.